Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these lovely and decadent solid conditioner bars. Now these conditioner bars really pack a punch and they have a lot of benefits. They're loaded with all of these ingredients that you really like to see in your hair, like butters and beautiful oils, and they don't have really any of the ingredients that you don't want in your hair. They are travel friendly, they take less packaging, so they're pretty eco-friendly, and all around they last a long time and they are really popular. So these conditioner bars were formulated to go along with my already existing star-shaped solid shampoo bars. I also have a video on how to make those solid shampoo bars. In case you missed it, I'll link the video in the description box below so you can have a look at that when you're done watching the solid conditioner video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my full step-by-step process and be giving you a full visual tutorial of how to make these solid conditioners. If you would like the whole recipe with percentages and a step-by-step written tutorial, please head on over to my Patreon campaign where you can unlock this recipe for just a small $5 pledge. At the end of June, we celebrated our 3rd year anniversary of the Patreon campaign, and let me tell you, it has been such a great and wonderful experience. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everyone who has come into the campaign and supported it over the years, and also my current patrons, thank you so much. There are now 3 years of archived recipes for you to go take advantage of, including lots of other tiers and benefits for you to take a look at. Pretty soon, we're going to be having some promotionals and some giveaways, so I'm super excited to be announcing that soon. If you're interested in any of that, the link to my campaign is in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on and my hairnet and get ready to make some solid conditioner. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is start to weigh out the ingredients that are going into our heated phase of this recipe. So these are all the ingredients that we are going to be melting down over a double boiler. So the first thing I'm going to do is weigh off my emulsifier. So today I'm using BTMS 50. This is a preferred emulsifier for hair care products because it has great rinse off feel, it has a great conditioning properties to it, and this is what's going to help your solid conditioner become more hard, and also it emulsifies when it gets wet. So when you work a lather into your hands or you work it into your hair, you're going to get that traditional conditioner type feel with the BTMS 50. So I am going to be weighing off what I need here for that. Now, if you've never used BTMS 50, when you open the package, it has kind of an off smell. Not to worry, that never carries through to the finished product. It's just something that comes along with this type of product. Okay, and then to the BTMS 50, we're going to be adding in our cetyl alcohol. Now, cetyl alcohol is actually a fatty type alcohol. This is great for hair care products, and I get mine from Crafter's Choice or Wholesale Supplies Plus, and this is a great thing to combine with your BTMS 50 because it does help the conditioner to rinse out of your hair cleanly, but it also adds in some conditioning and moisturizing properties and adds hardness and thickness. We're going to go ahead and add in our cetyl alcohol. So you guys might have seen my other conditioner bar recipe. This is a different recipe than that one, and it's a little bit different of a technique. And the other recipe goes along with the Suds and Silk shampoo bar. This one goes along with the Shine Bright shampoo bar. All right, so into this, we're going to be now adding in our butters. So the first butter we're going to be adding in is mango butter. And mango butter has some great moisturizing properties to it, but it is not super heavy. So it's nice to add it in because it's not going to make your hair feel weighed down at all. And it's just a lovely thing to add to your hair care products, a nice natural ingredient to draw moisture to your hair. and it's very luxurious feeling. This is also going to help with keeping the conditioner bar in a nice solid form without being too soft. Okay, so then to this, we are going to be adding in some shea butter. So next up, we're going to be adding in the shea butter. Now, shea butter is a great thing to add to hair care products. This is your more moisturizing butter of the two butters that we're adding in here. It has great moisturizing properties, and it's amazing for curly hair or dry hair or even color treated hair. So we're going to be adding this in. This is going to be at a smaller ratio than the mango butter because it is a softer butter. And again, we just don't want to ruin the integrity of the bar, but we do want to bring some of these moisturizing properties to the bar. Okay. The next thing we're going to be adding in is some argan oil. Now, argan oil has been used for hair care products for a very long time and for good reason. It helps your hair stay very shiny and silky feeling, and it helps with hair strengthening. It's a very nice light carrier oil to add to your conditioner or shampoo. So this one I picked up from Brambleberry, although you can get it from lots of different suppliers. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my argan oil. Okay, and that's going to be it for my heated phase ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and place this over a double boiler to get it all melted down, and I will bring you back in to show you how to prepare the cool down ingredients and show you what we're putting in there. Okay, so for my cool down ingredients, I have this little beaker ready with a tiny bit of yellow water soluble dye, and I get this one. It's called Citron, and it's from Fizz Fairy, and the tiniest bit goes a long way. And yes, we are going to be using water in this formula. So the reason why we're using water in this formula is because it helps with the hardness of the bar. It also helps with the spreadability of the product. And if you've ever made conditioner bars without water, like my other recipe, you will notice the backs will sometimes get that bumpy, or the tops will get that sometimes bumpy kind of uneven appearance. When you add water to your conditioner bars, that seems to go away, and I'll show you what I mean when they're all set up and cured. But just know that you get a very smooth back to your conditioner bars when you add a little bit of water. So there are some good reasons to add water to the conditioner bar. So to this water soluble dye, we're going to be adding in a little bit of liquid silk. So I picked up this liquid silk from Brambleberry, and it is awesome in hair care products. It really just gives your hair a nice silky texture and sheen to it. So unfortunately, you know, for my friends that like only vegan products, when you use something like silk or even beeswax, your product is no longer considered vegan. Although I can say that this liquid silk is cruelty-free. So we are adding this in. And I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir just to kind of get that dye to start blooming and incorporating. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is add in some DL panthenol. Now, panthenol is great also for hair strengthening. I did pick up this in powdered form from Brambleberry, and it has vitamin B, and it's great for hair strength. So we're going to go ahead and add in, and it's water soluble, so it will start to dissolve here a little bit into the liquid silk, but more so when we add the rest of the water ingredients in there. Okay, and then to this, I'm going to be adding in the fragrance. And also, I'm going to be adding in our preservative. So we are using a preservative here in the conditioner bars because we are mixing water and oils. So that's important to note. In a conditioner bar that doesn't have water and oils, I still use preservative because the conditioner bar usually sits in the shower, and so it is going to be coming into contact with water. So today I'm using Optifin, and the reason I'm using Optifin is it's great for products with lots of oil content, and also this does not degrade in higher temperatures. So this is 176, which means we can add in the preservative to our formula at less than 176 degrees. So that's important because our mixture is going to be quite warm when we add in these secondary or cool down ingredients. And we don't want to kill off the bacteria. I mean, we don't want to kill off the preservative. All right, and the last thing I'm going to add to my secondary phase ingredients is a bit of warm distilled water. Okay, we're just going to pop in this warm water. It's sitting at about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you'll start to see that my panthenol is going to get all dissolved down, and also my water soluble dye is really going to start to bloom. Okay, so I'm going to continue to stir and just break up those little chunks of powdered panthenol and get this all distributed, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to combine the cool down and the meltdown ingredients. All right, so here we are. All the meltdown ingredients are completely melted, and as you can see, this recipe has a tendency to harden up on the sides of the container rather quickly. So at this point we have to move pretty fast. I did allow this to get down into the 160 to 165 range just to be on the safe side with that preservative. So we're going to go ahead and add in all of the cool down ingredients now. And give it a good stir to combine. And then we're going to pour these into the molds rather quickly. Just want to make sure everything is combined. Okay, and here's what I like to do before I pour it into the mold. I like to get some sort of Pyrex or pour pitcher to pour the liquid into. It's just much easier for me to control the pour speed and to control where everything goes. So I just pour a little bit in there at a time. And then for my mold today, I'm going to be using this silicone mold with square cavities. and filling about halfway up. Maybe a little bit more than halfway. All right, now that these are all the way full, I am going to spritz a little bit of rubbing alcohol just to pop any of these little bubbles that might be forming to the top. And the last thing we're going to do is add some botanicals, but I'm going to allow this to set up a little bit more before I add some botanicals. So I'll bring you back for that next step. And by the way, if your mixture starts to set up in your pour pitcher or your bowl, you can re-warm it. Just make sure you are warming it very slowly so you're not going over that 176°F mark and then stirring in between your warming until you get it melted back down to a pourable state. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add in some flower petals here, and I'm going to be using calendula because it's got a nice golden yellow tone to it, and a little bit of chamomile if I can find the yellow petals in my bunch. This is not going to add anything other than aesthetic to your conditioner bars, and it's totally optional. You don't have to use it at all. I just kind of like to add a little bit of interest to the top of my bars. And you don't want to add too much because you just don't need that much to make it look cute. And also you don't want it to be, you don't want it to have a not nice feel in people's hair. So just a little bit on each bar. And this is kind of a fine line. You have to kind of watch when it starts to get a little bit set up and form a little bit of a skin on the top. That's when you can add the botanicals. Otherwise, they could sink to the bottom. These might be a little bit too warm here on the end. Just gonna add a little bit. And then we're gonna take a look at the chamomile flowers, and if I can find some yellow ones to add, then what I usually do is just take a little yellow chamomile flower and I'll just kind of place it using the little stem. Using the little stem on it, I just kind of poke it into the top. But usually just one per bar. Okay, so I'm going to let these to set up just a little bit more, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop them in the freezer for about a half an hour to an hour or so, and then I'll bring you back to show you the unmolding process. All right, so these sat in the freezer for about 45 minutes and they are fully set up and ready to take out of the mold. So I like to pull the sides away first, just to kind of give it some room to come out. And then there you go. Isn't that the most beautiful color? It just looks so natural and beautiful. there you have it. That is how you make a beautiful lemon sugar solid conditioner. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with a friend. Catch you on the next video. Keep shining. Bye.